What's up, everybody? Today, I'm going to show you how to set up and lube the Yuxin Little Magic 3x3. What you'll need to do this is Traxxas 50K. It's the only lube you will ever need, really. A screwdriver. This is like the Moyu mini screwdriver. I'm pretty sure it works for this thing. If you decide to change the stickers, you will need, I can grab it, plastic razor and, of course, stickers. If you want to make yours exactly like mine, the colors you will need, and these are the exact same colors, just on a GTS V1. You will need red, brilliant blue, fluorescent orange, fluorescent green, fluorescent yellow, and then white. I always get full fitted stickers because I think they look that great. And by the end of this, hopefully, the cube should turn as good as this one. This is my other Yuxin Little Magic, as you can tell is a stickerless. I have magnetized this one. However, the goal is to make this cube kind of like a blind cube, because this cube actually does turn pretty well. And yeah, I think it'd be a nice cube to have like for multi-blind or something like that. Like I said, this one's magnetic, and I don't plan to magnetize this one. However, you can magnetize it. I will actually, like this bag is full of magnets. The reason for these is actually when you're unscrewing the core and all that, but I'll get to that later. And then you will also need a paper towel for cleaning out this cube when you take it apart, because I don't know if any of you have ever opened a Yuxin Little Magic 3x3, but it's just coated in lube, and this is a good way to clean it. Alright, so I'm gonna disassemble and get back to you later. So let me just... So here's a quick tip for centerpieces. So I actually have already lubed this cube. However, I used Traxxas 50K, and I'm pretty sure I overlubed it, as I actually do with a lot of cubes. So this washer in here, no matter what I do, it won't come out. So here's a little trick. As millennials, I'm sure we all have magnets, because that's just what cubing has come to these days. You may have noticed in the beginning of the video, I had this little multi-tool. I may not have explained what this is for, but what this does is you can just find really any bit, like even the screwdriver bit should work. And then, using the power of magnetism, you take the magnets, put it on here. This is not magnetic. So what you do is you take this, and then you try to pick up the washer inside. And then hopefully the magnets will pick it up. If not, like right now it's not working for me. Sometimes, oh, I did get it, never mind. Sometimes you might have to try other bits. And also try to remember which way it was inside of the core. So like it went down this way. So I'm going to put it like that. And then I'm just going to do that for all of them. Another quick thing, so you may have noticed these magnets aren't necessarily that strong. If you have an X-Men Bell magnetic Pyraminx, you may have noticed that it came with like a little bag of magnets. Those are actually very strong magnets, and it picked it up really easily. So it went down that way, so I'm going to put it just like that. Put this off to the side. The next one. So now, as for cleaning these, if the cube is brand new, I don't remember if Yuxin lubes the core, but it's really simple. You just take the screw off, or take the spring off, my bad, and then just kind of rub the screw head, because that's where I typically lube, is the screw head. And do all that, rub the screw, put it off to the side, take the spring. This doesn't really need that much. Just rub it just a little bit, and then there you go. And I will do the washers later, because those are kind of a bit different, because you need to remember the orientation. So now it's time to clean the washers, and as you may notice, there's only 5. Well, if you're missing one, don't forget to check your magnets. As you can tell, one of my washers is right here. There we go. Now we have all 6 washers. Now to clean these, it's really simple actually. You just take one, just wipe it off real quick, and there you go. There's one. Remember which way they were. I always like to keep at least like 1 or 2 the correct orientation, and so like these are all in the correct orientation, so I know that these all go down just like this. And also, if you look at it, you can kind of tell, I don't know how easy it is to see, but like you can kind of feel the different sides. There's a more of a concave side and more of a convex side. It should go down, so this is the concave side you guys are looking at right now. It should go down just like this. So now all the washers are clean. Now it's time to clean the centerpieces, and this is really easy. For the outside part, you just kind of wipe it down. do that real quick. Don't even need to cut because it really is that fast to do. Alright, so now if you've already lubed it and you want to re-lube it, a good way to clean out the core is you take your nozzle. Mine's coated, unfortunately, in 50K. So let me just clean that up real quick. Take your nozzle, put it in the, man, it's hard to see because it's a black puzzle. We put it in the, like where the washer and screw goes. You put it where the washer is, and you just kind of move it around, let it collect all of that grime in the old 50K, and then you just wipe it off. You're not going to get all of it, but you're going to get some. You're going to at least get some of it. So this one's done. And this shouldn't take that long. So now that that's all lubed, now you're going to take your 50K, unscrew the cap. If you want to buy this exact type, you can just buy weight 5 on the cubicle. It is the exact same thing. I believe weight 5 on Speedcube Shop is actually a little bit different. Don't quote me on that though. And if you want to buy the syringe, I believe you have to get it from Speedcube Shop. I think the cubicle stopped selling them. So you may notice a little bit's kind of already coming out. That's fine because that's kind of dirty anyways because the nozzle was just in a whole bunch of grime. So just wipe that off a little bit. Now it's time for lubing. So when I say very little, I mean very little. It is extremely, extremely easy. Very, very easy to overlube a cube with 50K. If you use just the right amount, you can make a cube very, very good. Even a $4 cube like this, you can make it very good. So just take a little bit. Like that's maybe a little bit more. Like that. And then you put it where the washer goes inside. Okay. Do that for all 6 of them. Very little. You can always go back and add more lube. You can't really take it away though. So now it's time for lubing the washers. This part is pretty important. A good way to do this is you take the nozzle, put it inside the washer, just like this. I think this way was actually, yeah, there you go. Just like this. Put it inside, and it should stick because you put 50K. If it doesn't, then just loosen it up a little bit and put it in there. Mine fell a little bit, but I oriented it right. So now, again, very little lube. Very, very little lube. Put on there. Okay, next one. Perfect. Okay, so now everything's lubed for these. Now it's time to lube the screws. So the way to do this, you don't need to lube a spring at all. In fact, to prove a point, I'm just going to drop a spring in there. Because you don't need to lube the springs. Because those aren't really a contact point. How to lube a screw head. This one you will need a little bit more lube for it, but not much more. So get just a little bit out. Put it on the screw head. And just kind of move it around a little bit. Like have the top, like the screw head top, like the bottom part right here. Coat it in a very, very light coat of lube. Very light. Like that might be a little bit too much. What I did. So put it, and then you just put it in. Shoot. And by the way, you're gonna get 50K in your hands. It's kind of unavoidable. So that piece is done. Just put it right there. Next piece. Apologize for bad lighting, but I'm doing this video at night, so I don't have the best lighting. So just like that. Spread it around a little bit. Very light, perfect. Put it in there, and so on. Alright, so now all of these are put together with the screws in, they're all lubed. Now it's time to assemble the core of the puzzle. So the way I do this is very similar to how Crazy Bad Cuber does it in his How to Lube a Zanchi. Just kind of screw it in. And then the nice thing about the the Yuxin Little Magic is the screws have like little things where they stop, like the threads stop. And so I go to that point where the threads stop. Unfortunately, my camera isn't picking up too well, but let me do it behind the camera. So that way I can get it right. And so there's also a little shiny part and that part should go away. So like right now it's perfect, but if I undo it a little bit, it's kind of like a little shiny part to the middle, and you want that to be gone. Alright, so now the puzzles, or the core is assembled again, and all the tension should be relatively even. Now it's time to assemble the cube. So, alright, so I have most of the cube assembled except for 3 pieces. I'll put it in the last, or one of the last corners. This is where we lube the pieces. All you need is Traxxas 50K. You can use Dignitas, Gravitas, DNM, Maru. I don't freaking care what you use. All you need is this stuff. You really just need 50K. If you have 30K, that works just fine. Heck, 10K can work. Just be very careful with 10K because science and it's fluid and all that stuff. Anyways, all you really need is 50K. If you want different feelings, like, I mean, yeah, I'll admit I do like the feeling of Lubical Silk in some of my cubes. I ran out, unfortunately, but you can use Lubical Silk. You can use DNM, Crack. Again, I don't care. Anyways, how to lube the pieces. So, I don't know if any of you have watched Jay McNeil's How to Lube a Cube video, but all you need to find are the friction points between these 2 pieces, really. We'll go a little bit more in depth on one of those pieces. So, where are these 2 pieces really touching? They're touching right here, touching right here. If I put it here, you'll notice that this piece right here runs on this track. So, that tells us we need to lube those. Another thing, when the cube is inside, you know, when you're 45 degrees, it's going to be like this, right? On another edge. Actually, I could just use this. That would probably be easier to see. Be much easier to see, but no. Okay. Just like this. See how that's like that? This piece right here is rubbing up against right here. So, that tells us that we need to lube right here, right there, and do it on the other side as well. And we need to lube the corner piece like right along here. So let's do that. Be very, very light. You can always add more lube. You cannot take it away. So let's do this. Very, very light. A nice little line right there. Okay. Then you can also add, I will add this just a little bit, but like on the corner, or like where the base has like this little thingy. Very, very light. Okay, and that's all you need. Stop right there. Edge. So, like I said, right here. Nice little dot. And right here. Nice little dot. Okay. And since we already lubed that part, we're good. Now, another part you can lube, and I will lube in this, is you can add lube right here. Actually, I'll add just maybe a tiny, not like that. That's probably good. You can't even see it, which is good. Another part you can lube is right here. Easier on this piece. It's like right here. You can lube that too, and I will. But you see where like all these rivets are? Then, I wouldn't lube the rivets because the lube's just gonna go in there. Also, you may notice that the Yuxin Little Magic has all these little ridges. I would highly recommend putting just a little dot of 50K on each one of those little ridges. So like here and here, and on the other side, because this has contact with the core piece. Okay, now it's time for this part. Very light, and again, right here, very light. So now your cube is broken in, or not broken. I'm sorry, your cube is looped. So now all you have to do is just reassemble it. And now you need to break it in. And your cube should be pretty fast right now. The Yuxin Little Magic is already a pretty fast cube. If you would like to add magnets, you should have added magnets when it was taken apart, but I mean, you could always still take it apart and add magnets to it now. And yeah, I would just do a few solves and then break in the lube. Unfortunately, I don't think I got on this cube, but sometimes you can hear like, let me put it up to the mic. like a little plushy sounding type thing, that's how you know you did it right. And sometimes that could just take a little bit of breaking to get. But yeah, so I'm going to, I'll do the solve real quick. Nice void cube solve. Also, this cube feels pretty good for blind. Okay, so this is a bad. What is this? I know I have like a parody, so there you go. What is it? There you go. And yeah, so there we go. Now the plushy feeling is starting to come into play. And if the tensions aren't good, to me these are pretty good tensions. Maybe I'll loosen them a little bit. These are pretty good. You can still adjust it while the center caps are off. I'm gonna put them on though. Perfect. So I'm gonna break this in first, and then I'm gonna resticker it, and yeah. So I'll get back to you when I resticker it. So once you set up your Yuxin Little Magic 3x3, now if you're like me, you can't really tell the red and orange apart. I mean, I guess I can, but I'd prefer these shades because these are nice. I can't even do checker pattern. These shades are really easy to tell apart, at least for me they are. And I would like all of my cubes for hopefully if I ever do multi to have the same shades, like I have MS3RS2 stickers. Anyways, that's the point. So the way to unsticker a cube, plastic razor, and stickers. Now if you're going to use this for blind, you don't need a logo, so I will not be using this logo, and I have like 30 of those things. So the way to take these off, take a cube. You can always use fingernails if you don't have one of these things, but if you're going to buy stickers, buy one of these things. It's super helpful. And you just try to get under the sticker and then peel it right off. And then sometimes, if you're lucky, if you get good RNG, you can grab the other sticker and just push them right off. And there should be almost, yeah, there isn't any residue left. So just like that. Just do that for all of them. Alright, so now the cube is essentially sticker free except the red and blue. That's because I'm kind of like perfectionist and I want all the sides to be what they originally were, so you really only need two because, you know, red, orange, blue, green, white, yellow. Yeah, now it's time to apply these. So I do have application tape, however, I really personally like just putting the stickers on by hand. It's a lot slower and probably actually less accurate for me because I'm pretty bad at putting stickers on, but I just personally like doing it that way. So the way to do it, I will do white first, is grab a sticker. You could use your finger, you could use, I would actually recommend what Tony Fisher does, use a, what is it, blunt, dull knife that's like curved or something. That works pretty well too. I don't know if I have a dull knife with me. And I want it to look like my GTS one over there. So, also nice stickers stuck on me. Also, quick tip for picking up these stickers. I'm saving them because I like to put them on stuff, but you could use packing tape to pick these up pretty easily. So, get a sticker. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes they stick to the surface, and it can be kind of annoying, but there you go, got it. Let's put that right there on the knife. And then put it on the cube. There you go. So something like this, and then try to make it so there's no air bubbles, and then there you go, there's one sticker. Don't worry if it's not perfect, but try to make it so it's not overlapping, like the sticker's going way over here. So time for the next one. So there's one side stickered. I'm gonna stop the recording as my SD card is kind of running a little low, and also my battery's running a little low, but yeah, so the cube will be stickered about, for you guys, about 3, 2, 1. And this is the finished product. As you can tell, I put the SCS stickers on. I didn't do too great of a job. I don't know if you can tell, the orange is a little bit off, the centerpiece is a little bit off, and it's kind of rough, but it works. And here's the GTS V1. They look essentially identical, so yeah, this will be perfect for multi if I ever decide to do multi for anything. I also did get stickers for Diane's Anchi 2018 because I figured out how to set that thing up a little bit better and I could use it if I really want to. I also have an MF3RS2, but yeah, the whole point is using a little magic. So yeah, this cube turned out pretty well, pretty happy with it, and yeah, can't wait to start using it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them.